Hello, everybody! Full interest! Yay!
Yay!
Yay! I try and do more
We're,
like genuine enthusiasm for this, but I'm so tired and
we're
kind of
pretty
so
tired.
so zero. Yeah. So yay! My Hero Academia.
Yeah, the background for my part is different because I'm in a different house now.
Yeah, and I am feeling just straight up rotten, and being on 2 hours sleep and waking up for this didn't help. So yeah, um, My Hero Academia episode 50. Is it 50? Straight up 50?
Either 50 or 51, I don't really care at this point. I'm tired. It's the one after the big fight.
Yeah, basically the last episode of
yeah,
the arc, effectively, is what this is.
end of the beginning and beginning of the end.
Yeah, and also
Um,
basically a moment that I've been waiting for more or less the entire series, and it figures that it would be this one where the simuldub would not quite be able to catch up.
yeah, they did a good job,
They
like
did
going this
amazing.
far.
Yeah, I feel like they probably patted themselves on the back for like getting up to the All for One fight and getting through all of that, and managed to simultub it, and like, okay, we can breathe now. Like, they probably wanted to get
Yeah,
to the break first before this happened, but we're okay with just doing All for One, and I'm just sitting here like, mm.
I still appreciate the sub, but the dub's also good. Um, so
Yeah,
start of this episode.
I mean, yeah, sub fine, sure, but also even as subs go, this one was kind of cumbersome to watch as a subtitled episode.
I feel like it would be much more effective for us as a dub for this particular episode. So it's unfortunate, but
Hmm.
yeah, they originally said they're gonna like simul dub the first 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So still pretty impressive that they made it all the way up
Yep.
to this point, which I believe is now episode 12 of season 3.
Yes.
Or however they're numbering it. But yeah. So in this one, we start kind of just with a brief reminder of what happened. Where you're next, or next is your turn.
Hmm.
Deck is crying. Bakugo sees this. Cut to police officers now,
Yeah.
discussing.
Police big wigs. It doesn't really establish quite who they are, but you can assume that they're just very, very high up in the police force.
So it's like, okay, one person's like, this wasn't too bad. I mean, we still stopped, with the amount of losses that there could have been. It's like we traded the symbol of peace. This is
Yeah.
not a draw, even at all. This is a loss.
Yeah, kind of. Well, no. That's what they say. Yes. What I'm trying to say, because I'm tired and shitty, is it's kind of a loss, but also they're only saying that because they don't quite know who All for One really was. Just that he's a guy that was really powerful and caused a lot of destruction, killed a lot of people, but they don't seem to quite realize what kind of threat he really represented. If they did, they'd probably have been like, "Yeah, this was a draw. This is okay. We can. It's fine."
I think the big problem here is that now you worry that, oh, there's no Superman going to run around and beat me up. Criminals can start to really emerge in a way that they haven't before and start to really get more organized, that more organizations like the League of Villains start to pop up,
Hmm.
and that becomes a whole lot more of a mess to deal with.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a mess in the short term, which, yeah, I guess they're just kind of reacting, and that's what they're going to look at for the time being, is the short term. It's going to be kind of bad, but in the long term, this is actually probably just going to shake out fine, or one would expect it to, probably.
So, the thought process is how are we going to tackle the situation? We can't just be content to be the police officers that just get villains delivered to us. We have to really start to get in there and do some classic police work.
Yeah.
And we have to step up because we put it all on one person, and we can't do that.
To quote from the second episode, because I watched that recently, and yeah, All Might. They get a lot of crap because people just see them as because the heroes catch all the big villains, but it's a fine profession. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice that they keep that theme going. Is that these people are still important. Superheroes, sure, but
Yeah.
come on.
And even like quirkless police officers can still do a lot. It's not that far out of there. Like, they found the names for all of the League of Villains.
Yeah.
That's already like a huge step.
I kind of wish that Tsukauchi was quirkless just to really hammer that in, but it's fine.
Did he have a quirk?
He's a lie detector.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not sure how many police officers there are that's actually quirkless. It's not been addressed so far, but I'd be interested to see if they go into that at some point in the future. Principal Nezu has a plan of, look, we're going to start a dorm system so that we can keep the students on hand and not risk them getting attacked again, and better protect them.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure of at least the logic of how they're going to sell this to people, because 2 of the 3 major times that students have been attacked by villains have been on UA property in their own facilities. So I'm not sure how they would be able to sell, hey, we want to have them spend more time in our facilities where they keep getting attacked. I mean, where they... I'm not sure the logic here. It's not...
Yeah, this was, for me, I'm just kind of like, I was expecting a bit more when you said that you had a plan to try to help stop this. But there is another, I can't remember if the episode talked about it, but there is another aspect to this plan that I don't think is mentioned here. I don't know if I should bring it up because it might come up in the next episode. And that aspect in particular is important.
Our students keep getting attacked at our facilities, so we want to build a new facility where they will sleep and thus be most vulnerable. Nezu, the super genius. Oh well.
There's another aspect to it. I'm not going to say it because it might come up in the next episode. It might not. But if it doesn't come up in the next episode, I'll address it. I don't think that will fully justify the decision, because I still think this is a dumb decision, but it makes some amount of sense. So All Might and
also they're firing
Aizawa,
All Might because they kind of have to. Was also brought, or at least that was implied, because Nezu kept saying, "Hey, the public have recognized that you kind of made UA a target by taking a teaching position here. So..."
and now you can't fight to defend them, so it's a very difficult situation. I can't remember if All Might actually gets fired, but we'll see. So he and Aizawa go around to the various houses to try to entreat people to give us one more chance, basically. Just come on, please. They go to Jiro's house first.
Yay, third best girl.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let that slide. And
Okay.
we get to meet her
That
parents.
slide, alright. Whatever that
We get
means.
to meet her parents, who are, you got the rockin' dad and then the kind of more quiet mom. And that's just like, why do you think I'm going to trust after everything, after she got injured by... And he's yelling, and then Jiro comes down and is like, shut up, Dad. I know you already said yes. He's like, I'm trying to be a strict dad. Ah!
Yeah, I forget what exactly it was that she flashbacks to her dad being like, oh, it's so fucking rocking, it's awesome. It's like
Yeah.
some person who was probably a rock star at some point makes a reference to. Yeah.
Very musician-focused family.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay, that almost gave me a stress ulcer. I'll buy you a drink. All my... And Almight's like, no, I don't drink anymore or at all.
Kind of can't.
You know,
Medical reasons.
physical condition, yeah. So they go to Bakugo's house, where they meet Bakugo's very loud and angry mom.
And she just kind of keeps hitting him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This self-righteous this brat got praised, and then he grew up to be a rotten egg like this. Like, you can tell there's a love there, but there is also a bit of abuse. So,
yeah.
And then the dad is very soft-spoken and is just like, please don't fight.
That's kind of a theme in these, and it's kind of. They seem to have only one relationship dynamic between parents, and they just kind of want to really hammer that in. Just every single parental couple will be exact same. That's not great, but whatever. They're throwaway characters.
Feel like, they don't get a lot of screen time per se, so it's really not anything to consider too deeply.
Yeah.
I think that like the only other time Bakugo's mom comes up at all, for example, was the time when earlier in season 2, when he was brushing his teeth and you see like dye bacteria, and she's like, "Shut up! You're making a loud noise so early in the morning." But that's about it.
I mean, yeah, they have 20 characters at minimum that they need to spend as much time as they can on. Just adding parents for all of those is kind of a bit much to ask. Just keep it simple, kind of thing. If they repeat themselves, I can't really blame them that much.
You have 20 students. You don't want to have to flesh out 40 parents. So,
not really.
And then there's still Class B, which desperately needs some sort of relevancy.
I feel bad about Class B. I moved Kendo to 4th best girl position. That makes me sad.
How dare you?
I know.
Anyways,
I'm a terrible person.
we get a cut over to Todoroki's place, where his dad Endeavor has been wrecking the training room in anger because
Fuyumi's like, Dad's home. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, he's kind of been doing that since he got back. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Endeavor became the #1 hero by default, and it's a similar. It's a very hollow victory for him, because as much as he wanted to beat All Might, he also, I feel, respected his strength and wanted to overcome that.
I kind of wish sassy Todoroki would come back in the scene. Just walk in and be like, well, I suppose congratulations are in order, or something. Just to really rub it in.
I don't want Todoroki to die.
Both because that would be great, but also because it would kind of hammer home the point of, hey, your son fucking hates you because of all you've done, so was it really fucking worth it? Tell me now, with all this context, was it really fucking worth it?
The answer is no. And remember the last episode where where he saw All Might in that weak form, and then he had a flash to the angry face of his son and to his wife in the hospital, and he just screamed at All Might because he realized I did all that for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, gotta live in a world where you're the. It's like when Bakugo won the tournament, and it was a hollow victory because he wasn't even fighting somebody at their 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what they didn't have to do in this show? Hammer in
What?
that Generation Xerox thing that kind of slowly developing. They have yet to say, hey, you notice how Bakugo is kind of like Endeavor in how he's like not really as good and is kind of insecure about it, and how Deku is just kind of a nice guy but is actually the best, kind of like All Might. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same, guys. They don't have to do that. So thanks, My Hero Academia,
Yeah.
for being better than Naruto. Like every time
There
something
there
like this
are
comes up,
echoes.
you just need to thank them for that.
Yeah. There are some echoed similarities. I don't like knowing what I know. I don't think it's going to ever be exactly the same, but you can see where it could have been the same.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, All Might goes over to Izuku's house, where Inko
Yeah.
says,
He goes there and
No.
then says, "Hey, Aizawa, do you want to go on to the next one so that you can, we can get these done quicker?" And I don't think anyone's kidding themselves about All Might wants to do this one on his own, and I think Aizawa probably gets that.
and I think he's sending
I don't-
Aizawa to. I think he's sending Aizawa to Todoroki's place.
Wow, that plan works on so many levels. Good thinking, All Might.
Let's not put All Might there.
Yeah, so he heads in, and yeah, both Midoriyas are like, yeah, so All Might's in our house now. Which is a little odd given where the scene goes, but yeah. Sure.
It's never met him in person, so his mom freaking out like that when also watched on TV when he beat the guy, so like no.
I find it a little hard to believe she would be quite that starstruck, let's call it, because of the No Might form.
True, but at the same time, you raise your kid being obsessed with this hero, and then the hero comes, and you kind of share in that freaking outness. But
I like the moment where All Might passes by Deku's room and it's just filled with All Might merchandise. Like, yeah, it's, he's a fanboy. We've known that for the entire show. It's not exactly been a secret. But it's also All Might looking at all of this stuff of how inspiring he was to the next generation, and how all of that is kind of gone now, or is going to be very soon. It's kind of a somber moment.
Yeah, it's a nice moment, and
Yeah.
so sit down. So yeah, we're doing this dorm system, and trust me, it'll work out great. And Inka's like, no. Midoriya's mom is just, I have to refuse. My son has broken his limbs multiple times, including like all of his fingers on national TV, and hands and arms and legs. And if he gets another break like that, he won't be able to move his arms again.
I don't think they ever showed her watching the sports festival after the second
They
round.
did.
After the second
Well,
round.
True. But she did say she watched it and
Yeah.
she had it recorded. So
I think the last time they show her is after the cavalry battle, where she's just in a room filled with tissues, and that's it.
mhm. She said I passed out.
I would have loved to have a flashback to her reaction to that, though, at this moment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, and I can't. I don't trust you guys anymore to protect my child, and I feel like maybe he would have been happier if he never got that stupid quirk.
Yeah, because, like, this entire show, like, the best mum thing has just been a thing for the whole thing. Oh, you can see where she's coming from, but oh, that's not a good thing to say.
It really isn't, but like
On
she follows
multiple
it up.
levels,
She
it's not a
follows
good
it up
thing.
with. She follows it up with. I don't want to crush his dreams. I know I'm being a monster mom right now, monster parent, but I'll be a monster if he's alive and can live a healthy, normal life. He doesn't have to go to UA. UA is the one that's been targeting. There's other schools with hero courses. He doesn't have to go there. He can still be a hero. I'm fine with that, but just not UA.
Yeah, that's panicky parent talking because he's been targeted entirely outside of UA as well, specifically by the leader of the League of Villains. That
Which
target is
she
not coming
doesn't-
off his back. She absolutely knows that it was him because she was fucking.
She
cold
doesn't
about it.
know. She doesn't know that. Oh yeah, she doesn't. I thought you meant like All for One when he mentioned Isuka's name, but no, she knows about
Shigaraki
Shigaraki.
and them all.
So she's very terrified, and Izuku realizes I've not been caring about my mom's feelings at all,
Yeah,
and
like
haven't
there
spent.
is a point earlier in this episode that we completely missed a scene. The previous night when Deku gets a text from All Might, he'd passed out in bed and was holding his phone, and he gets woken up by a text, and he immediately runs out of the house. His mom shouts after him, and he just completely ignores her. And he goes to the beach to meet with All Might, and he fucking punches him in the face.
And says that was incredibly stupid. Who'd you even take after? And then All Might's like, but I'll devote myself to being your teacher from now on, and I'll raise and protect you, because I'm here for you.
Yeah. You got yourself into such a stupid situation again, but you managed to get yourself out of it without being hurt. And I'm so proud of you for that.
Yeah. Which is a really nice moment.
Yeah.
Back to Inko Midoriya, who is very understandably upset by all of this. At this point, Midoriya runs out of the room, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go get him." And she stands up to leave, but then there's a quick thing in All Might says like, oh, of course he's going to be upset by being told he can't go to UA. UA is where I went. He really wants to follow in my footsteps, and then Midoriya runs in, and he has a letter, and it's like, see this? This is a letter from Koda, and he wrote to me saying that I was a hero, and for a moment, when I saved his life, I felt like I was really a hero, and I don't need to go to UA, but I don't want to quit on this. I want to be a hero.
Also, he's sorry he punched me in the balls.
Yeah, that's the first sentence. So, yeah.
Still a good line. Anyway, yeah. And then, yeah, All Might begs in traditional kneeling position of supplication. Um, please give us one more chance. Essentially, is what he's saying. Like,
I think Midoriya
Izuku can replace me one day as the symbol of peace. I think he has that kind of potential, and I want to help him get there.
I want to protect him, and I will even give my life for him if I have to. To which Midoriya's mom says, "Just don't give up your life. Midoriya would be crushed. Just live and protect him, and promise me that, and I'll let him go." Very emotional whole scene and everything, and I gotta say, this
maintained.
This whole particular scene, this interaction, is one of my favorite in the whole show. Because there are real-world consequences for the heroes running out and doing things. They're still kids, and they have parents who care. And that's something I feel like a lot of shows neglect. And it kind of shows how both Midoriya has grown and how much she actually cares about her son. Though the line of maybe he would have been happier if he didn't have a quirk is entirely born of fear and a little bit of selfishness.
Yep.
But, only human. So.
After all. Sorry.
I'm only human.
I couldn't help it. And I'm mad at myself for saying it.
Don't put the blame on me. There is a post-credit scene.
There is. And it's one for all. All for one.
All for one being wheeled into prison. Of you failed, All Might. You missed the perfect opportunity to die and leave your student behind. No. You're inhibiting his growth. Now Shigaraki is going to grow much stronger. He knows how to recruit people. He knows he has the rage necessary. He's going to grow exponentially while I'm gone.
That's an interesting bit of logic.
It's interesting because it's acknowledging the whole master dying trope. Because that's always where, you get the huge power boost because your master is separated from you and you have to learn and grow on your own. He's following that kind of logic of, now that I'm gone, he'll have to grow to survive. I won't be there to be a safety net for him.
Well, in essence, though, so did All Might, really.
True.
He is also no longer in any way, shape, or form a safety net. He's just an advice dispenser at best. And not a very good one of those.
Yeah. But it's a level of, you could have died and he would have grown so much more on his own. But I feel like All for One, it's been shown that he has a very pessimistic view of the world, and he's often proven wrong. Especially when he was show the world your weakened form and they'll reject you kind of thing, when everybody just started cheering for All Might even harder.
Yeah, I think his logic is bad. But I also think his logic is born of someone that is utterly ruthless, and if they think that something like that would give their student or protege, whatever, an advantage, then it should be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And, I mean, All for One, bro, you're not dead either, buddy.
He's in prison and he's separated, and that's what he considers. I don't know if they'll show it in the next episode. There might be a bit that got cut out here. but I hope they show it in the next episode because there's something else that happens in the prison, very briefly. It's kind of the note of next it's your turn, but with Shigaraki now. And in the manga, it was kind of juxtapositioned of Deku on one panel and right below him was Shigaraki. And it was like you're next kind of thing.
Yeah, we do get a bit
separated out here.
That's cutting back to Shigaraki in, I presume, a League of Villains safe house with the, what was the name of the squad? The Vanguard Action Squad.
Vanguard. Yeah.
The Voss. Yeah. So just all of them hanging out in this safe house, just kind of sulking a little bit, but also probably planning what to do next.
Every time he comes back a bit stronger.
A bit stronger is debatable. Smarter, certainly. Wiser, maybe, might be the way to put it.
I know it's stronger in a general sense. You know, it's each time he comes back, he has more allies and better tactics.
Yeah, this is also something that happened in the first scene that we kind of glossed over, is the police going, yeah, he was a man-child at the beginning, and now he's actually coming up with decent tactics and stratagems, and we're just kind of allowing him to grow and become a better villain. We should probably stop doing that, is basically the gist of the
yeah.
What?
I love that Shigaraki starts as a terrible villain and so very just stereotypical and he's not good at all. But then he starts to get better, and then that starts to be the problem, is that he's improving. And at one point he'll become a decent and a great villain. You don't want to get to that point.
I'm going to be disappointed when Kurogiri is kind of just superfluous, because he was the advisor type, you know? Sorry, Persona quote, had to. It just kind of slipped out. Yeah, he was the advisor type, and that was cool. I like that guy as the shadowy advisor archetype.
He still kind of is. Because he still is much more experienced, you know, than Shigaraki. Because he worked directly for All for One for a long time, it's implied. So, still going to fill that role. It's just now Shigaraki's not going to be like, I want to break everything all the time, forever. It's, we're going to hit here. Bless you.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to, you said it was going to be an off week next week?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's going to be a little while to the next episode. That one's going to be a bit of a breather.
Yeah, I watched the preview of it for some reason.
That one's a bit of a breather. There's still some other interactions that'll be happening there, but it's going to be serving as a lead up to the next arc.
Yeah, literally the thing they say in the preview is, who has the best dorm room or something. Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's a fun little scene. I don't think it'll take too long.
I feel like this is one of the situations where they might try and expand it a little bit for the sake of padding, because
maybe
they can get away with it and it'd probably still be interesting.
I look forward to the upcoming arc.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, full disclosure, I'm going to have to start catching up for reasons. And Zero was out of commission while those reasons were becoming a thing, so he is entirely unaware of those. But, yeah. So I'm going to have to catch up. So probably by the time we start the next arc, I will be fully caught up with the manga. Sad face, but...
Okay. I have no idea why, but sure. Go for it. Okay. So we'll see you guys next time then with seeing the dorm rooms.
Yeah.
Dorm rooms.
Bye, everybody.
And bye.
Okay. You want to finish the thought? Or?
I was to cut myself off. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go. Bye.